Hi all, this is the final podcast for 2012 SHIPIT Day. Just to give you a couple of notes and considerations to think about as you're preparing your pitch for tomorrow afternoon. So a couple of things to think about, particularly in terms of experience. It feels like you've got a whole lot of time right now. It feels like you've got 48 hours. You don't. Particularly in today, where you've probably got other business that you have to attend to and your normal day-to-day job, that's going to get in the way. What I suggest that what you might want to do, if you're really serious, is particularly tomorrow, is to actually set your email to being away and put a note saying that you are participating in the Fedex Day, the SHIPIT Day, and that you won't be available for consultation tomorrow. Also, if you've got iOS 6, the new version of software for Apple, you could probably put it just to Do Not Disturb, and that'll mean that you won't get called away or distracted or anything like that. So certainly though, it feels like you've got a lot of time right now, but if you haven't actually drafted up your pitch by Friday lunchtime, which will only be like 2.5 hours before you have to actually present, then you really need to stop what you're doing and start working on your actual pitch. What are you going to deliver to the judges, and how are you going to convince them that your idea, as you work through it, is actually going to be really the best idea possible that you can put forward. You also need to make sure that you're practicing to keep under the 5-minute time limit. We've got over 10 teams participating, 5 minutes each, that's 50 minutes plus transition. You know, this could go on and on and on if people aren't disciplined and keep under the 5 minutes. Now, it's really easy to talk for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not a long time. So you have to keep on message, keep on task, highlight the big points, highlight the big advantages, highlight the issues that this idea is going to solve, and leave it at that. If people want details, what you can do is actually produce like a little 1-page or 2-page pamphlet that gives people more detail if you really wish. It might be a cool idea to actually do kind of a Twitterized style pamphlet that has 140 word characters per heading that you want to address. That might be something that you might want to consider doing. We are going to have a video camera there to record the sessions. A lot of people have expressed interest about your pitches and your ideas. There's a lot of interest about this in terms of the ideas that people are going to come up with. So we have organised for a video camera to be there. But if that's something you're not comfortable with, that you don't want to be recorded, that's cool. Just let us know, and it won't happen. For those of you who are okay with being recorded, we're just going to get you to sign a little form tomorrow that signs a permission, I guess, that we can actually record your image and all that sort of carrying on. Right? So that's going to be there, but yeah, don't stress if it's not for you. We can just turn the camera off and not record your session if that's something that you're not keen on. So here's an example of the scoring sheet that the judges will have. So as I've talked to you in previous podcasts, there are 5 criteria. So what value to the business does your idea represent? How complete is the work? How much technical skill was involved in producing the piece of work or producing this idea? How original is it? How unique is it? And that's unique to the QUT context, and particularly the QUT business school context. We don't care if it's been done for decades in other industries. The point is that ourselves as a business school, we haven't done it before, therefore it's innovative to us, right? So that's something that you should really be thinking about and emphasising, if you like, right? Now you'll notice that on the right hand side there is a prize category column around student engagement, learning outcomes, staff collaboration and learning design. So of course there is the big winner, but we also feel that there's potential for some glory to be had for people who I guess produce some great ideas but don't maybe necessarily get the top prize. So you're more than welcome to say, look, our idea sits within the student engagement category or the staff collaboration category. That's fine. You don't necessarily have to. The judges can make their own call as to whether it fits in a particular category or not if you don't stipulate one. And look, the likelihood is that some of your ideas, and I know that I've heard a couple around, actually cross more than one of those categories. So yeah, feel free to kind of play around that idea, but that's the kind of thing we're trying to get into. So that's the way that we'll look at your pitches. So you don't have to necessarily address each thing point by point by point by point, because in some cases, some of you will have an idea that's really complete and has high technical skill, but to be honest, probably is probably lacking in terms of cost effectiveness. Perhaps it needs a bit more money, a bit more funding to go ahead and do some stuff. That's fine. That's all part of the deal. Every idea will have different strengths and weaknesses. So my I guess advice to you would be, in your pitch, really pitch your strengths and mitigate your weaknesses in terms of pitching your idea. So personally, I wouldn't necessarily go, okay, well, the value of business is this, the completeness is this, blah blah blah. I would just make a really strong pitch about what is the option, what is the issue or the opportunity you're addressing, what are the mechanics and mechanisms and aspects of the idea that are going to make this work, and then at the end of it, I guess, really talk about the value and how it's really important, how it's going to solve a particular problem or address a particular opportunity. So in terms of the specifics, so by now, some of you I know already around the building are heavily at work in your projects. We've got one project that's already done. It's been pre-recorded and sent to us, and it's already in the running, so that's awesome from those guys down at Economics, School of Economics and Finance. As I mentioned, around about Friday lunchtime tomorrow, if you haven't started putting your pitch materials together, and you can put your pitch any way you want. You can act it out, you can do a PowerPoint slide, you can pre-record it on video, do a song or dance, I don't really care, right? As long as it's the way in which you feel it's going to best sell your message, you do your pitch. But if you haven't figured out and refined exactly how you're going to make that pitch, start doing it by Friday lunchtime, because time runs out quickly. At 2:45, we need you in the Gibson room, ready to pitch. So that's on level 10 Z block, for those of you who don't know. We need your materials and we need you ready to go. We'll figure out who's going first and all that sort of carry on the day. But if you can be there for about 2:45, that would be awesome. Because bang on 3 o'clock, we want to kick this off. We want to basically keep our judges entertained, awake and enthralled with your ideas. We've got about 12 teams going to prepare, maybe some more. I've had a couple of late entrants this morning already, which is awesome. So we want to make sure that's nice, quick, snappy. Round about 4 o'clock, when the presentations are finished, the judges will retire to make their decision. And in the meantime, those that are remaining participants and those in the audience will actually have the opportunity to decide on a People's Choice Award. To say, well, that's fair enough for the judges to decide, but we reckon this is the most awesome one that we've heard this afternoon. So round about 4:15, when the judges come back, they will announce the overall winner, the winner of the iPad, and also the category winners. And then after all that's done and dusted, and then glory's been held up, and everyone's had a crack, then basically we can go along and have some small quiet drinks to celebrate our first ever Ship It Day, and to really talk about the amount of ideas that have been generated over the last couple of days and how cool that is. So I'm going to be floating around over the next 24 to 48 hours, talking to people, listening to their ideas. I'm available for help if required. You just let me know. Otherwise, have a great time, crack on, can't wait to see your ideas. And then if you need to contact me, here are my details. Yeah, massively looking forward to tomorrow and hearing everyone's ideas. Yeah, good luck, have fun, see ya.